Any of you who has ever been in a shopping center will be interested in meeting the man who was an early pioneer of this remarkable new form of retailing. Leonard L. Farber, chairman of the board of Leonard L. Farber Incorporated, is a pioneer. He was raised in Brooklyn in the Bronx, worked as a printer's devil to help support the family after his father's death, then went into real estate in the management office of a property owner in Harlem where he collected rents. Then after several years, he started his own small real estate company. Soon he realized that financial success could best be achieved if he created something. So he began looking for building opportunities, discussed his ideas with representatives of A&P. That wasn't a bad thought. The result was the building of 11 shopping centers with A&P as the anchor tenant. Then in the early 1960s, he built his first major enclosed mall in Bakersfield, California. Well, today, Leonard L. Farber Incorporated is a multi-billion-dollar company which builds and owns and manages its own centers, including its latest and most luxurious development, the Galleria in Fort Lauderdale. The Horatio Alger Award will be presented by 1979 awardee A.Z. Taylor Morton.
As I look back on my life, I'm reminded of the degree to which each level of success depended upon the trust, the faith, the confidence, and the guidance of many friends I met along the way, many of whom are here tonight. They each influenced my life in different ways. For example, I think of my scoutmaster in Boy Scout camp. After watching me unsuccessfully try to start a fire by rubbing two sticks together, he suggested that I give up the idea of becoming an Eagle Scout. Or I think of my first grade music teacher, Miss Anderson. I was 6 years old and very much in love with her. However, after hearing me sing, she suggested that I be a listener so that the singers would have someone to sing to. I think of Herb Pennock, a star pitcher for the New York Yankees in the late 20s. After watching me play in a sandlot baseball game near the Yankee Stadium, he suggested to me that I not plan to make baseball my career. I think of Paul Gallico, a famous sports editor for one of the major New York newspapers. I interviewed him for a story while I was editor of my high school newspaper. When the interview was over and I was about to leave, he stopped me and he said out of the corner of his mouth, "Hey kid, don't make journalism your major." I think of my father's attitude about my career. On one hand, he required that I spend most of my after-school hours as a delivery boy for him in his tailor shop. On the other hand, he studiously avoided teaching me anything about tailoring. He never wanted to find himself referring to me as my son the tailor. As you can see, it would appear that my career decision was a matter of a process of elimination. Although I do wish Miss Anderson had let me sing "I've Been Working on the Railroad," it may have changed my life. Actually, my having undertaken shopping center development as a career at the time when that industry was in its infancy was simply a matter of observing the opportunities made available by the mass migration out of the city into the suburbs. The industry has been quite good to me. And if my parents were alive, they'd be looking at all that and they'd say, "Only in America." Only in America. Three words which immigrants have been expressing with joy, relief, and wonderment for many decades. I thank my good fortune that my father had the wisdom to emigrate to the United States from Poland when he was 16 years old. Finally, I must tell you how grateful I am to all of you for being here, to my children, to my grandchildren, Liza and Luke, and to my wife, who I deeply love and who has been so great in the years that we've been together. But most of all, I must tell you that I am overwhelmed at finding myself here receiving this prestigious award. If my parents were here, I can picture them sitting here and looking up at me and shaking their heads and saying, "Only in America." Thank you, and God bless you all.